if you enjoy this video and the other content here, please consider liking and subscribing. And if you want to be a part of our community, we have a Discord server which will be linked below in the description. But without further ado, sit back, take a deep breath, and relax. And I hope you enjoy the video. Oh, hey, sorry, no, not interrupting. Well, you are, but you know I don't mind you interrupting. Yeah, I'm doing that Pantheon thing I mentioned. Yeah. Anyway, hey babe. You wanna come sit on my lap? I'm presuming you've got that look in your eye. The I want to sit on his lap look, obviously. Yeah, no, it's a whole look. It's a whole facial expression, actually. Shut up and sit down. How you been doing? Yeah, so like I was saying, I've just been making my own pantheon of gods. You know how I've been playing Hades, rather ironically, religiously, as of late. Yeah, well, it's inspired me to make my own pantheon of gods, and there's been a lot of hurdles, and I'm constantly changing a ton of stuff. So we're gonna see how it goes. Actually, babe, could you do me a favor and let me explain it all to you? Or at least try to, and maybe that'll help me out. You know. Thank you. You don't have to. No, seriously, if it's boring, just tell me to shut up. Too sweet. Stop it. Don't make me blush. Don't want people thinking I'm nice. Okay. Right, I'm thinking. I know thinking is really dangerous for me. I try not to do too much of it. So, in my pantheon of gods, there are three, like, primordial sources of power, and, these are, like, the really, and then from them spring the very, like, high-tier gods. Not necessarily high-tier, well, they are high-tier, but, high concept gods. Things that really envelop rather large domains. And then, the bit I'm kind of right in the middle of figuring out is how we get to, like, the world and how it was made, and, like, I've just reached the classic mother goddess point. So, like Gaia, there's a mother goddess. So below them comes a really, like, mortal god, you know, the god of love and wine, you know, stuff like that, whatever. So I haven't lost you so far yet, have I? Please tell me I haven't lost you so far. Thank you. Thank you. God, I've been stressing out about making all this so much. It's so nice having you here. I love you. Yes, yeah, no, I will carry on. My brain is not working. Okay, yes, yeah, you're right. Yeah, exactly. Tell me what to do. Tell me where to start. Okay, the three primordial sources are infinity, which is all of space, infinite space, and then there is eternity, which is all of time. And then the third one that I have in my world is majesty. So majesty is all of... Majesty is like magic and life and souls and the very spark of sentience. It is majesty, you know. I hope that makes sense. Good, thank you. I'm gonna keep kissing you occasionally and asking you to reassure me that I don't sound like a madman. I love kissing those cute lips though, so it's a nice excuse. So, from... where do I start? Let's start with eternity. From eternity came fate. So from eternity came fate. And also with fate came commencement, which is beginnings. Remember, eternity is all of time. So eternity is time. And so from eternity came fate, commencements, which is beginnings, and discontinuance, which is ending. So fate, commencement, discontinuance. But in basic terms, fate, beginnings, and endings. So from fate came two more gods, and these gods were inevitability and possibility. So my idea with this is that fate is here, like I don't know, fate's there, and fate has the whole of time stretched out before them, and they are reviewing it all, and they can see everything that will be and has been, and then inevitability pops up, and inevitability is like, yes, in 10,000 years, this star will explode. And then, well, more like a but then, possibility comes along and goes, yeah, but what if we make it explode in 10,001 years? And inevitability is deeply infuriated by this. So inevitability is very intent on keeping the fate and the timeline as it is, whereas possibility is always coming along going, well, what if it wasn't that though? And they kind of they're constantly trying to persuade fate to change the timeline. So like the dying star thing, inevitably comes along and goes, yeah, that star will explode in 10,000 years, and possibility goes, well, what if it was 10,001 though? And fate's there like, it's a good question, and inevitability just goes absolutely insane at this. Like, why? Like, why would you need to do that? Why? And possibility is just like, meh, I just feel like it, I just want to see what happens, And so they're constantly bickering, constantly fighting, to try and convince fate for whatever they want. Does that make sense? Okay. Thank you. Seriously, I can't overstate how much I need this reassurance. So I have you then, my handsome boyfriend. You always reassure me, mostly that I'm not going mad, but also that I'm the prettiest boy in the world. I'm joking. We both know you're the prettiest boy in the world. No, you are. No, you are. You're the prettiest. No. you can't argue back if your lips are already busy, you know? Anyway, before I get distracted by said lips, eternity. So, from eternity, we had fate, and fate had inevitability and possibility. And then, from commencement and discontinuance came, I'm trying to remember the fancy name, isochronous. And what isochronous is isochronous is just cycles. So there was, to use the basic terms, there was beginnings, and then there was endings, and then cycles came in. So beginnings was like, I want to, this is when this nebula will begin. This nebula will form. And discontinuance goes when this is when the nebula will end. But cycles is constantly almost tricking them into doing the same thing over and over again. So, this thing will be created, and cycles almost finds a way to kind of mislead them into creating the same thing again. And because these are gods spanning all of creation, it's quite easy for cycles to get these tiny little details just repeated over and over and over and over and over again. So that one is something I'm kind of like about. I'm not too sure whether I'm going to keep these three. I don't know if do you have an opinion on them? What do you think? What do you think about the concept of beginnings, endings, and cycles? I mean, I can drop them lower down in the god tiers as well, so they're kind of almost less powerful. I don't really know what to, just tell me what you think, baby. I need your invaluable opinion. Or if you don't have one, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know. I'll take what I can get, whether it's something or nothing. Majesty hasn't had anyone pop about yet. I'm kind of doing this in a slightly chronological order. So, next is Infinity. Here, Infinity. Infinity is all space. So, from Infinity came, let me see. So, there's corporeality, there's Maxim, and then, I can't remember the full name. I've got it on the page underneath. Give me a second. Maxim, where is it? So, there is corporeality, Maxim, and Mercuria. There we go. So, what that is corporeality is matter. Maxim is, I might be getting these next two ones mixed up. I believe Maxim is the laws of physics. I believe Maxim is a word that can be used synonymously with law or kind of like an order. And Mercuria is energy, which is, I believe Mercuria I took from a word and I turned it into Mercuria. I can't remember. I've been doing this for quite some time. So, from Infinity came matter, energy, and the laws of physics. And also, and this one, again, I had some ideas about this one becoming, actually I'll tell you what it is first. And also there was the hollow, which is the space between things. Think like dark matter and dark energy. That's what the hollow is. And originally, what I was thinking was the hollow would birth something called the Dark Star. And it would kind of be where kind of certain like evil things come from. But I'm kind of turning away from that. And so my next thing from this is that corporeality, Maxim and Mercuria, make the firmament, which is just all of creation, or like, well, all of the cosmos. And it's the firmament that kind of puts things together and starts to actually create the universe. And I kind of had this idea of like the hollow being the space in between. There's almost, I was thinking of maybe adding it in, so having corporeality, Maxim, and Mercuria, and the hollow all coming together and making the firmament. Because I don't really know where I would take the hollow further if I don't go for the evil thing. But I've kind of got a different idea for the evil thing. I think I prefer, and I'll explain it now, I suppose, because I can move on. But tell me, first of all, does that make sense? Second, do you like it? I mean, okay, thank you. Thank you so much. God, you're so handsome. I just want to squish you. Let me squish your face. Come here. Come here. Squish. I'm gonna squish. I love you, baby. You want me to keep going? Wow, this is some straight up psychological torture, but you're you're enjoying it. So, as I move on, so I kind of got to this point and I was like, okay, now I need to find a way to make a godmother. I need my Gaia. I need my Gaia in the story. And I was... Well, actually, let me tell you a little fun thing. Originally from Majesty was going to be Quintessence and Arcanus. And that was going to be life and magic. But then I've done away with that and I've moved on to something else. Quintessence does pop up, but not until a little later. And also like almost slightly lower down on the tier list of gods. Anyway, I'll tell you about it. So, there's my thingy. Okay, so I've been writing down some notes about it, so I've named my godmother after an Irish godmother that is only mentioned in a single piece of text, I believe, but it's kind of an old Irish god, and I just like her name. Her name's Danu, D-A-N-U. I just like the name, so I took it. I'm also using it in another writing thing that I'm planning called Hell Came from Huddersfield. Good thing I don't know anyone living in Huddersfield, or otherwise that would be rather insulting to them. So anyway, from Majesty sprung forth Danu, the mother goddess in my pantheon, and with Danu came Quintessence. Now, Quintessence was originally going to be life, like just the source of life, and it would give life to everything. But in this one, Quintessence is souls. So, like, my gods are gonna have, like, the lower down you get, the more aspects of them. So there'll be like a certain material that's associated with them, and when you get to the really more like human aspects, you'll have like a feminine and a masculine representation, and you get all these different names from all these different what are they called? Monikers. There we go. Different monikers from different societies and species and races and so on and so forth. Quintessence, one of Quintessence's monikers is the wellspring of souls. So all souls come from Quintessence. So Danu and Quintessence came from Majesty, and Danu wanted to create life, and so went to the firmament, who had barely been alive in the grand scheme of things, and was kind of figuring out what to do with the entirety of the cosmos. And Danu said to the firmament, "Can I have a place to create life?" And so in this story, in this story, it's kind of like the most widely accepted story when it comes to like the mythology that's going to be around in this world I'm trying to build. In this one, the interpretation of Danu is that she's rather almost childlike in her eagerness and her enthusiasm for life. So the firmament actually kind of almost finds this endearing and very happily creates Danu a planet. He just makes a ball of rock and just gives it to her. And Danu is pleased by this, but she says, for life I need warmth. My life will need warmth. And so the firmament creates another god. From the firmament comes another god. That god is Solus, the first star. And the firmament was in fact so pleased with his creation that he dotted stars all over the night sky. And can I stroke your hair? I don't know why I really want to. Is that okay? Thank you. Thanks, baby. After the first star was made, Danu was like, "This is great. My planet has warmth. Now, it needs water. Water is going to be the basis of my life." And so the firmament says, "Sure, water, I can make that." Obviously this isn't a very human understanding, because this doesn't quite make sense. You know, how does Danu know what water is if it hasn't been made yet? So in reality, what she really is doing is asking, I need something for all life to come from, and for like something stable and reliable I can birth my creations into. And so the firmament goes, "Oh, right then, fine. Sorry, let me slap some hydrogen and oxygen atoms together." and he creates water, so he gives water to this planet. He creates Solus that gives it warmth, and Solus, I think, as a god, is very like he feels very responsible for this planet. You know, he is the first star. It's what he was made for, is to provide warmth to this planet, provide to give his energy to this planet. So he feels very strongly about it. And with water, I was thinking of having another god turn up for the water. I haven't decided. I probably will, but I haven't come up with a name or anything like that. So it was with this that Danu created the first basics of life. So basically, at this point, Danu had an ocean world. And, sorry, just wanted to kiss you. In this ocean world, Danu created the first bits of life and added, like, you know, very basic single cell organisms, and she slowly, very, very slowly moved things up and up and up. But it was very clear after creating these first organisms that the warmth simply wasn't enough during the night. So when half of the planet was facing away, it grew so cold. And it was then that I don't know whether I wanted to be the firmament that puts this in, or if Solus gives a part of himself. And I kind of like the second one more, but I'm still deciding. Which one do you think? Okay, no, it's fine. Any opinion is fine. And you know me, baby. I just need you to talk. You always make me feel better. Yeah, you do. My handsome boy. So it was realised that this planet, this giant rock, would need a core of fire to keep it warm, even when half of it was facing away. So the crust of this planet was cracked, and inside placed a molten core. And from this cracking of the crust came, you know, the tectonic plates. This is why things aren't just one big shell. Which I think is, I'm quite happy about that little detail, you know, is that because they had to crack open the crust to put the core in, it led to the creation of tectonic plates. And I'm also gonna create, you know, a lot of mountains and things like that, but those will still be created probably by another god, but that's for later down the line. I'm still trying to figure this out. So yeah, after this, it was when Danu and Quintessence first attempted to create the sentient races. So I think I'm going to have like a core set, like a core of sentient races, you know, like humans, elves, dwarves, that kind of thing. I'm thinking probably around 5, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, not too sure. So that's where I'm getting so far. But there's more, I know, there's more. Give me a kiss first, I need a break. I love you, baby. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. So, I need to flip this over. So, I can find the right pages, the right thing. I have so many scribbles down here, I don't know. Is this the right one? I think so. Yes, okay, great. So, here we get into the concept of my kind of like god antagonist. I ended up with this idea of something called the abhorrence. Yeah, the abhorrence. And I don't really know how to describe it. It isn't sentient in the way the other gods are, but it is alive in a way. It's like an animal, you know, it seems to act out of instinct rather than some kind of higher function or thought. And the abhorrence has, for some reason, you know, when it comes to the abhorrence, we don't know its origins, we don't know why it's here, where it came from, what it wants, what it is capable of. Well, at least not to its full extent. We can see what it's capable of from what it does, and it's very powerful, but we don't know the full extent of that power, nor why it uses that power, nor where it got that power from, or if it really understands if it's using this power, or if it's using this power deliberately. We don't know. The abhorrence is a massive unknown. But when Solus was made, the star, first star, eventually from the abhorrence was birthed. I took this when I was searching up about binary star systems, and I just saw this title about, like, our solar system's lost twin, and it was a bit of a silly theory. It's not quite got too much credence to it, but the name of it was called the Nemesis Star, and I took that name immediately. I was like, boop, that's mine. Exactly, you know me too well. And so from the abhorrence, shortly after Solus was made, came the Nemesis Star. Now I'm thinking this will be after, like, maybe 1 or 2 sentient races are made. So there are these kind of older ancient races who have been through the, what do they call it, like the first something night. I don't know, cold night. I don't know, whatever. The first. I don't know yet. Anyway. So the Nemesis Star was created, and it literally, and yes. Okay, baby. I'm gonna say this and you're gonna know exactly where it's from. It's a star that burns cold. Yeah. Yep, I got it straight from Doctor Who. I know, I'm shameless. But it's cool, it's a cool concept. I'm a nerd, don't judge me. It's why you love me. Yeah, from abhorrence came the Nemesis Star, a star that burnt cold, and the way I have it is that Solus immediately kind of brought this Nemesis Star close to him, and thus creating a binary star system, and these two kind of encircling each other, and he kind of almost, if you imagine them as if they're two people rather than stars, he's almost got a chain around the Nemesis Star, and he's pulling it constantly as the Nemesis Star is constantly trying to move further and further away, closer and closer to the planet. But Solus is dragging it back, keeping it at the exact distance, keeping it close to him, so that his warmth can still reach the planet, and the coldness of the Nemesis Star, or as little of the coldness from the Nemesis Star can reach the planet as possible, because Solus cares for this planet. He sees it as a responsibility. And so a binary star system is created, and this leads to a couple things. First off is occasionally when all the orbits are unfortunate or unlucky enough, there is a complete eclipse of Solus. And the only light in the sky is that of the Nemesis star. And I'm planning for like horrible things that go on when this happens, but I don't know yet. So, but that's what I want. That's the basis of what I want. And the other thing is the creation of the moon. So, the moon will be created because two reasons. One, keep the tide in check, because the tide, and this is why I want a water god, because the water god is not going to be happy when dry land pops about. And, you know, all these land creatures start coming along. Water god's not going to be too happy about that. The moon is there to keep the water god in check, and it's like, no, I'm not going to let you flood everywhere and everyone. You're not allowed to do that. That's not what Danu wants. And the other reason is to provide a little bit of Solus's light still onto the planet, even during these kind of eclipses. So the moon and its subsequent god, I think, is going to be one, a very kind of authoritative figure, because it's got to keep all of the oceans in check, and the ocean god. And the other thing is it's going to be very almost protective, kind of much like Solus, like protective and custodial. Yes, custodial, like the custodian. Love you. It's gonna be very protective, and it's not gonna be seen like, I know so much like the moon can be seen as a bad thing in certain belief systems and old mythologies, but in this one I want it to be seen as a sign of good. You know, the moon shines brightly in the sky. We're being provided with the light of Solus still, thanks to the moon and its never-ending diligence and vigilance over our planet. We have much to thank the moon for. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. So that's where I am. That's what I've got so far. What do you think? Okay. Mm-hmm. What about how, this planet was created and all that? What do you think? Good? Yeah? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Oh, you have no idea how good it is to hear that. I love you so much. I love you. I love you. You helped me so much by just letting me explain all this. You have no idea. Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay, right. And before it gets too late, I'm gonna go downstairs and cook for us. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Cool. I love you so much, baby. Thank you. Thank you so much for helping me. Hey there. Thank you for watching this video. But just before it ends, I'd like to take this chance to thank all my disciples of Jesus Christ patrons. If you'd also like to support me, you can check the links below. But until the next time, take care of yourself, have a good day or night, and I'll see you in the next video.